Hello there, thanks for joining me on 7Edition this Thursday. I'm Shafika Razali and these are tonight's headlines. Grace period for smoking ban at eateries extended till year end. Disrupted water supply in Klang Valley to resume in stages by midnight. And China agrees to buy additional 1.9 million tons of palm oil from Malaysia. Good evening. We begin 7Edition with this story. The Health Ministry MOH has extended the grace period for the enforcement of smoking ban at all eateries till year end. Its Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said the postponement was made after taking into consideration the difficulties that smokers face in quitting the habit. Datuk Sri Dr. Zulkifli said the Performance Management and Delivery Unit Pemandu Committee meeting held on April 16 had agreed that educational activities to help smokers quit smoking to be extended. It was previously reported the ministry would enforce the smoking ban at all eateries from January 1st, and anyone found guilty can be fined up to 10,000 ringgit or jailed to 2 years. Operators of eateries who fail to display the smoking ban signage also can be fined up to 3,000 ringgit or jailed up to 6 months. The MOH, however, said it will not enforce the law fully until July 1st to enable the public to adjust to the ban, and only written warnings will be issued to offenders during the 6-month period. The disrupted water supply in several areas in the Klang Valley due to upgrading works at the Sungai Selangor Phase 2 water treatment plant will resume in stages by midnight. Syarikat Bekalan Air Selangor Sendirian Berhad Syahbaz said the rate of resumption will vary depending on the geographical location as well as altitude of customers' premises. In a statement today, Syahbaz said based on its monitoring on-site, some areas have started to receive water supply early this morning. It added that the process of raising water levels in the reservoirs as well as stabilizing pressure and flow in the distribution system is being expeditiously carried out. Customers who wish to get the latest information are advised to go to www.syahbaz.com.my, Facebook iSelangor, Twitter at @i_Selangor and the iSelangor smartphone application. Moving on, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC has detained a total of 2,061 civil servants over the past 5 years for various offences including abuse of power and corruption. Its Community Education Division Director Roslan Tuan Mat said 46.1% of that number committed the offences between 2014 and March 2019. He added that the latest figure was obtained from the Graphbusters Statistic Record Management and Information Unit, but declined to divulge the agencies or departments involved in the arrests.
Seramai 2,061 orang pejabat awam telah ditangkap daripada tahun 2014 hingga Mac 2019. Itu perkara terbaru kita. Melibatkan penjawat awam.
Kebanyakan daripada agensi atau
tak ada sumber di sini. Tapi itu penjawat awam.
Kata yang the top 3 corrupt, one is PDRM, lagi yang kedua tu
itu dia punya kajian pada barometer persepsi tu. Perception, not fact.
Ruslan was met at an event on anti-corruption at MSU College, Georgetown, Penang today. Meanwhile, a recently conducted MACC survey revealed that the police force is perceived as the most corrupt among all government agencies by the public. However, Ruslan stressed that the finding was solely based on perception rather than statistical facts. received 523 reports about social media posts that allegedly insulted a Malaysian royal institution. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzli Harun said of the total, 472 reports involved insults against the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, while the rest were those made against other state rulers. He also said the police reports were lodged all around the country and the police are working hard to find the suspects. Tan Sri Fuzli, however, admitted that catching the suspects can be quite difficult as they are living overseas.
Pada satu ketika FB ini telah diblok dan beberapa hari selepas diblok itu dibuka semula. Jadi kita suspek mereka yang bertanggungjawab ini berada di luar negara, domain address yang digunakan di luar negara. Jadi ini agak menyukarkan kita. Tapi kalau posting ini dibuat di dalam negara, kita yakin kita akan dapat menangkap suspek yang tidak bertanggungjawab tersebut.
So far, police have arrested 11 people for allegedly insulting royal institutions, but none of these cases involved Facebook posts. The top cop also dismissed allegations by certain groups that police were not taking enough action against Facebook postings as totally inaccurate and without basis. A Singaporean was charged in the Johor Bahru Sessions Court today with abetting 3 others to dispose shadow waste into Sungai Kim Kim in Pasir Gudang last month. 50-year-old Sim Wei Der, who is non-executive director of a used tyre processing factory, however, pleaded not guilty when the charge was read out to him before Judge Jailani Rahman. Sim was charged with abetting 35-year-old N. Maridas, 42-year-old Yap Yok Liang and 34-year-old Wang Jing Chao to dispose oil waste and sludges into Sungai Kim Kim using a Mitsubishi lorry and a semi-trailer tank. The waste, which were listed in the first schedule of the Environmental Quality Scheduled Waste Regulations, were disposed of without prior approval from the Director General of Environmental Quality. Sim was alleged to have committed the offence near the Sungai Kim Kim Bridge widening project site at Jalan Kota Masai 1 on March 7th. The charge under the Environmental Quality Act carries a maximum jail term of 5 years and fine of 500,000 ringgit upon conviction. The court allowed Sim bail of 250,000 ringgit with 2 local sureties and ordered him to report to the Pasir Gudang police station on the 15th of every month. May 23rd was set for mention of the case. In Selangor, a trailer lorry carrying steel bars crashed and flipped upside down on the Plus Highway near Rawang this morning, causing a massive traffic jam. The 4:50 a.m. accident saw numerous steel bars scattered across the road, forcing all lanes to be closed for over 4 hours. Fortunately, no casualties were reported in the crash, while the lorry driver only suffered minor injuries. A massive 1-kilometre-long build-up was reported at the location before traffic was diverted onto the Sungai Buaya Toll Plaza exit. According to the Malaysian Highway Authority, the road was cleared completely and made accessible again around 9:40 a.m. China will buy an additional 1.9 million tonnes of palm oil worth some 4.5 billion ringgit from Malaysia over the next 5 years. This is in addition to the 4 purchase contracts signed in March for the export of 1.62 million tonnes of palm oil worth 3.64 billion ringgit. Malaysia signed a memorandum of understanding to enhance palm oil trade with China today. The signing ceremony was witnessed by Malaysian Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad and China's Premier Li Keqiang. China is Malaysia's third largest palm oil buyer and imported 1.9 million tonnes last year. Malaysia has been trying to reduce its palm oil stockpiles, which hit the highest in at least 19 years last December in a bid to shore up prices. Meanwhile, Tun Dr. Mahathir told the Chinese corporate leaders that Malaysia is a friend of China and wants to see more investments from the country. Although Malaysia saw a change of government in the last general election, he said its policy regarding business and investments had remained largely the same. Earlier today, Tun Dr. Mahathir was given a first-hand look at Huawei's cutting-edge technology when he visited the company's Beijing Research Center in Zhongguan Chun Science Park. During the tour, the Premier also experienced Huawei's cloud services as well as industry applications spanning smart city, smart manufacturing and smart transportation. Huawei is the leading provider of information and communications technology infrastructure and smart devices with integrated solutions across 4 key domains: telecom networks, IT, smart devices and cloud services. Huawei, in a statement, said Tun Dr. Mahathir was briefed by its founder, Ren Zhengfei, and the company's technical experts on its latest business developments, as well as its 5G technology. They also spoke at length about how to leverage information and communications technology to better facilitate Malaysia's economic development and serve local communities. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng has confirmed that the project delivery partner PDP model for the Borneo Highway project will be scrapped. He also said the move was approved by Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad.
Kita nak cuba untuk buat satu perubahan di mana seperti yang saya sebut tadi, PDP dibatalkan. Kontrak-kontrak yang dikeluarkan, KKR sebut mereka mau terus kekalkan penguasaan mereka bahawa KKR iaitu Kerajaan Pusat. Tapi untuk bakinya kita akan berusaha supaya ia dapat diputuskan oleh Kerajaan Negeri Sabah.
Speaking at a town hall session in Sandakan, Lim said a framework is being drawn up to see how the state government can decide on the remaining 25 contracts for the 29 billion ringgit highway project. The Borneo Highway spans 706 kilometres and is expected to be completed in 2023. It was reported that 12 out of 35 packages for the first phase had commenced construction as of December last year, and about 12% has been completed. When we return, a new way to prevent burglary. Don't touch that dial. Thanks for staying with us on 7Edition. Vivian Wong, the youngest child of late Sandakan Member of Parliament Datuk Stephen Wong Tien Fat, has been named to represent DAP in the upcoming Sandakan by-election. Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Shafi'i Abdul made the announcement during a town hall session at Sandakan Community Hall today.
Kita yakin bahawa calon yang diletak ini dan kita daripada warisan APCO dan parti pakatan lain akan memberi sokongan padu dan kita akan berusaha sedaya yang boleh dan kita tidak mengambil ringan setiap pilihan raya kecil. We don't take for granted whatever struggle that we have. We have to work hard to make sure that we can realize a win.
The 30-year-old communications graduate from Murdoch University in Australia is a special officer at the Health and People's Wellbeing Ministry. She has been an active DAP member and also involved in campaigning alongside her father during the 14th general election. The Sandakan parliamentary seat fell vacant after Datuk Wong died of heart attack on March 28th. In GE14, Datuk Wong had obtained 19,094 votes, defeating Barisan Nasional candidate Datuk Lim Ming Hu, who garnered 8,996 votes. The advancement of technology, in particular the widespread use of internet, has given rise to a new threat in the form of cyber attacks. Defence Minister Muhammad Sabu said nowadays anyone from any location with a device such as a smartphone could carry out such attacks against any target in the world. Speaking at the 8th Moscow Conference on International Security in Moscow, Russia yesterday, Muhammad said cyber attacks can be very complicated to deal with. At the same time, require a total new doctrine to counter it effectively. To address this issue, he added that it is crucial to equip the Malaysian Armed Forces, MAF, with sound knowledge on information technology. He said this in his speech during discussing the aftermath of Daesh defeat in Syria and Iraq, as well as its implications. Commenting on the recent mosque shooting incident in New Zealand, Mohammed said the world is now facing lone wolf extremists who are full of anger, hatred, and that the incident shows that terrorism belongs to no religion in this world. The Housing and Local Government Ministry will examine the need to create a policy that can regulate the import of plastic materials other than those coded HS 3915. Its Minister Zoraida Kamarudin said currently there are 25 categories of plastics under the HS 39 code which can be imported without the approved permit AP. In a statement today, she said the policy is also aimed at preventing the smuggling and illegal dumping of plastic waste into the country. Earlier, the ASEAN Chamber of Commerce said Malaysia should take its commitment to fight against plastic pollution further by enforcing a total ban on dumping of solid plastic waste and scrap. It said as illegal dumping is now a major problem in Malaysia, it raises significant concerns regarding public health and safety, property values and quality of life. Now let's hop on to our daily segment Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. Robberies are pretty common in Malaysia, as much as it pains us to admit it. But a man who lives in Simpang Ampat, Penang, and whose house has been a frequent target of robbers, took matters into his own hands to prevent such incidents from happening again by leaving his house in a condition that is almost impossible to ransack. Two thieves recently have to cancel their plan to rob his house because it was extremely messy. Everywhere in the house, from the living room to the bedroom, had random knickknacks and furniture strewn all over. It looked almost as if a tornado had just swept through the inside of the property. The 77-year-old owner of the house, Ang, said this led the suspects to think someone had already ransacked the place before them and tried to run out when they heard the sound of someone coming. But in reality, it was actually the sound of Ang coming in, who felt something was up when he saw a white car parked at the front of his house. That was when he came face to face with the would-be burglars who fled upon seeing him. So much for stealthiness. Arguably the biggest and most anticipated movie of 2019, over 1,500 people were treated to a special screening of Avengers Endgame on its global opening day yesterday. The event was brought exclusively by Petro Malaysia as a token of appreciation for its loyal customers, business partners as well as the media. Its retail and commercial business head, Chung Kum Choi, said this was the biggest such event organised by Petron Malaysia, which was also joined by local celebrities.
The event here, as well as in Kota Kinabalu and as well as in Kuching, we have about 1,500 people attending the functions right now. And I think it's going to be across Malaysia. Everybody is going to be enjoying this Marvel movie. It's going to be fantastic.
Avengers Endgame promises fans a nail-biting experience as it brings closure to all unanswered questions left in the previous installment.
I believe that it's going to be really, really good because so far a lot of my friends have watched it and they said they cried.
The movie starred all Marvel superheroes including Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Hulk and Thor.
Cerita ni memang betul-betul tak merugikan lah. Very, very worth it. Sangat-sangat recommended lah nak tengok.
Memang sangat fantastik lah. Dia main emosi semua. Projek Marvel selama 10 tahun kan. Kita tengok daripada saya sini, daripada kecil. Memang bombastik lah. Wesh, terbaik kena tengok lah.
Thanos did exactly what he said he was going to do. He wiped out 50% of all living creatures.
We lost, all of us. You lost friends, you lost family. You know your teams, you know your missions. No mistakes. do all this. Look out for each other. This is...
We're back with foreign news. Sri Lankan authorities seized 21 locally made grenades and 6 swords during a raid in Colombo on Thursday. This comes after they locked down the central bank following a bomb scare. According to authorities, the street outside the building near the World Trade Center was blocked to traffic before the security alert was lifted. The road was then reopened when the alert was declared a false alarm. So far, no casualties were reported as investigations are underway, and it was said to be not a controlled detonation like other blasts in recent days. All Catholic churches in the country have been instructed to stay closed and suspend services until security improves. Meanwhile, 19 more people were detained for questioning overnight in connection with the Easter Sunday bombings that killed 359, taking the number held since Sunday to at least 79. Japanese Emperor Akihito made his last pilgrimage to the country's holiest Shinto shrine, Ise Jingu, as he takes part in a series of rituals on Thursday. The 85-year-old and his wife Michiko performs various ceremonies ahead of their abdication to make way for his son, Crown Prince Naruhito. The couple are undergoing a 3-day tour through Friday with a legendary sword and a jewel encased in black boxes and carried by chambelanes. According to the imperial household agency, Akihito brought the 2 treasures with him to the shrine to use them as part of the day's rituals of reporting his abdication to his ancestors. The Japanese government had announced that Akihito would abdicate on April 30th due to his age and declining health. Russia's Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un met face-to-face for the first time on Thursday, vowing to seek closer ties as they look to counter United States influence. The summit in Russia's far eastern city of Vladivostok came with Kim locked in a nuclear standoff with Washington and Putin keen to put Moscow forward as a player in another global flashpoint. The 2 leaders shook hands and shared smiles before heading into one-on-one talks that lasted nearly 2 hours, longer than expected, on an island of the Pacific Coast city. In brief statements before their meeting, both men said they were looking to strengthen ties that date back to the Soviet Union's support for the founder of North Korea, Kim's grandfather, Kim II Sung. Kim then said he hoped to turn the modern relationship with Moscow into a more stable and sound one, while Putin said the visit would give a boost to diplomatic and economic ties. As the talks expanded to include other officials, Kim thanked Putin for a very good meeting. I'm Shafika Razali. Thanks for watching and have an amazing evening.